All right, guys, so today we're going to be diving into storytelling and how storytelling can turn your leads from cold to warm. Why? Because it builds trust at scale. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I hopped on a call on Sunday with a prospect and he was telling me these exact words that you see on the screen right now. The content wasn't worse, the leads were just cold. We crushed it when people knew us, but now it's like no one cares. I'm sick of scripts. I want to use my real voice. I have a story. I just don't know how to make it work. And after this conversation with him, it got me thinking. I'm like, okay, he's probably not the only person struggling with this. He's probably not the only coach that when they started, they crushed it because people knew them. You were probably posting content for a while, talking about your journey, talking about your story. And once you launch your business, it did really well. Like in his specific case, he made a 10K month when he launched his business. And then now he's been fluctuating from 3, 4, 5, 6K months, up and down, up and down, up and down. So today's video, I want to solve that problem. And the solution to that problem is storytelling. So storytelling isn't just emotional. It's a conversion mechanism. Like his first 10K month, it came from trust already established from the content he was creating. So what was missing in his case was he needed a system to recreate that trust at scale. So story is a scalable trust machine. It sells without selling, guys. It works with cold leads because it creates familiarity at scale. A story isn't one post, it's your entire content ecosystem across multiple formats: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Meta. It's everything. And some quick context for you guys how I leverage storytelling, because fitness rebuilt my life when I was at an all-time low, and then I got in shape, and then I started coaching people. So coaching became my business. And something I want you guys to know as you continue watching this video is just fitness didn't just help me get jacked and take me out of a low point in my life. It made me roughly 500 grand last year, $500,000, using fitness, using my story, using my struggles, articulating it on camera, being relatable, making people understand what I did, and making people understand that I could help them as well. So let me show you how. Here's the storytelling graveyard. The 3 myths that are killing your conversions right now. So before I show you the system, we have a clear graveyard of bad habits that I want you to kill right now. So myth number 1, the viral ghost. You don't need to go viral for storytelling to work, guys. I haven't gone viral in 5 years. And I started making money, real money, with online coaching a year ago. You go on my profile, my average like count is like 30 fucking likes. But guess what? They're all qualified fucking leads. And they all connect with me. They all fuck with me. They all like me. They all know, like, and trust me. Because I've been doing this for years and I've been telling my story. I've been relatable. I've been trying to connect with these people on a deeper level than just posting my bicep workouts. Because nobody gives a fuck about my bicep workouts. Everyone knows. Why would someone go to me when they could get the information from ChatGPT for free in 2 fucking seconds? ChatGPT, what's a bicep workout I can do? They came to me because I was relatable. Because I showed them that my way could be applied in their lives. And I didn't show it to them. I didn't have to show it to them. In reality, they saw my content and they're like, okay, I really like this guy. I want to get to know him. Okay, I trust this guy based off of the story that he's telling of himself. So the reality is what we're doing optimizes for high ticket clients. It's not mass attention. Depth beats volume every time, especially if you want to make real money in this game, guys. Myth number 2, the trauma tombstone. You don't need to share your deepest traumas about how your grandma died, how your mother died, to be relatable. And if they did, my condolences. This is not me being unsensitive or insensitive or whatever the word is. This is me telling you guys, you don't need to sound like a victim to be relatable, okay? If you sound like a victim, you're going to attract victim mindset clients. So it's very important that you're able to understand the power of messaging and understand that when you're articulating your story to someone, it's very important how you speak to them. If you speak like a victim, you attract victim. If you speak like someone who solve their own problems, you're going to attract problem solvers in your business as clients. Very, very important. And to refine your messaging, what you can do is, for example, you have Fathom.ai. If you don't have Fathom.ai, install Fathom AI. Then you'll have every transcript of every client call, every sales call that you have, and then you can start seeing the exact language your client uses. So if you start attracting people that don't want to pay in full, look at your Fathom transcripts, analyze them, look at the language they're using, and avoid that language at all costs. Your last client that paid in full, how were they speaking about their journey? How were they speaking about themselves? And then create stories based off of their language and your experience. So the reality is, you want to share relevant struggles that lead people to a solvable problem. Raw doesn't equal random, and polished doesn't equal fake, guys. Myth number 3, the me-centric mirror. Your content should not be all about you. It should be about them. It should be made in a way that your clients see themselves in your story. Otherwise, they're just going to scroll past. They won't have any incentive to buy. If they start thinking to themselves, okay, this guy, he was always jacked. This guy, he was always rich. No, they need to see the buildup. I posted a video on my YouTube called How Getting Jacked Got Me Rich this summer. That video has made me over 6 figures because people put themselves in that position. They're like, oh shit, this guy, he was just like me. He was a gym bro. He was just a bodybuilder. He was focused on his physique. But now he decided to apply those skills in business. And now he wants to show me how to do it. Okay, let me book a call with him. So it's that simple. It's that simple, guys. It's just being able to articulate why your story worked and put yourself in a position where, think about it this way. When you were skinny, when you were overweight, when you were out of shape, what story did you need to hear in order to take action? What did you need to see? What did you need to hear? What did you need to feel in order to take action? Think about that. Write that down, actually. Take your notebook out, write that down, because answering those questions, it will unlock another level of marketing and storytelling for you guys. So here's the tactical framework, okay? 3 essential ingredients of high converting storytelling. I want you to master these 3 elements and your stories will convert cold leads into buyers. Ingredient number 1, callouts. Say what your market is already thinking, mirror their internal dialogue, okay? So here's an example. You post it every day for 6 months, your content isn't bad, your leads are just cold, and you're wondering if it's even worth it anymore. And then you drop the game. So this is specific to me and my conversation that I had with the guy on Sunday that I told you about in the beginning of the video. I should make a short about this. I'm gonna make a short about this. And I'm making a YouTube video about this right now. Because it's reality. It's a reality. This is a client this is a prospect that I actually talked to. This is something that he's actually struggling with. So imagine anyone else that's in the situation right now, same as him. Imagine what they're gonna feel, what they're gonna hear, and the story they're gonna tell themselves based off of the content that I'm gonna make, right? So this is how you build trust, guys. Very, very simple. So the key is when they feel seen, they lean in. Call-outs create instant connection. So for someone for someone in the fitness world, for a fat loss client, you could say, you've dieted before, probably tried keto, intermittent fasting, but you gained all the weight back and probably even more. And then you start dropping the game, and then you start with a story, okay? Ingredient number 2, analogies and contrasts. You want to reframe the story visually and make the abstract concrete. Because for someone who hasn't been in shape before, it's very hard for them to imagine. So if you can use analogies to help them visualize themselves in the journey, to help them visualize themselves in the position you want them to visualize themselves, that's when they start understanding what you're articulating. Because analogies, they make complex ideas stick and they create aha moments. So for example, here, posting without storytelling is like whispering in a stadium. You might be saying something brilliant, but nobody can hear you. And the best way to find analogies and better yourself in storytelling is read fucking books, man. Read books. You literally have the blueprint of the entire, or almost entire human race that you can read in like a month. It takes you a month to finish a book if you're quick at it. And if you take notes, if you're intentional about it, then your brain will have a bunch of ammunition about, okay, what analogies can I use? What stories can I use? Okay, I read this about Alexander the Great. Okay, I read this about Napoleon. Okay, I read this, Machiavelli said this. Robert Greene said this. I read this in Sapiens. Humans have always been like this since the beginning of time. And you can link that to fitness coaching and like why people cannot reach their goals, or why people need certain things, why they desire certain things, why they crave certain things. So everything, there's power in books. So if you want to expand your mind, your creative mind, your storytelling mind, read books every fucking day. If I want you to do one thing on this video, the actual thing that's going to make you more money in life is knowledge intake. Knowledge intake. Just like you're intaking knowledge watching this video, read fucking books, man. If you're not reading and you're serious about scaling to 5-figure, 6-figure months, you're retarded. You're retarded. You need to read, okay? I'm done talking about reading. Let's move on. So ingredient number 3, okay? The mini moment. You zoom in and you share a visual scene, not just a summary. Because details create immersion and your audience feels like they were there with you. So you could frame it like, I remember sitting in the gym parking lot. My engine was off, staring at the email that changed my life forever. 3 words. I'm in. And if you want to apply to get more fitness clients, you could say exact same setup. I remember sitting in the gym parking lot. My engine was off, staring at the entrance of the door, wondering if I was actually going to go in. That was the first time I went in the gym, and I felt intimidated because da 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 da. And that's really good if you're ICP as beginners. Moving on. Execution, okay? Short form versus long form. The same ingredients, but different formats. Here's how you adapt to each one of them. So for Reels, TikTok, and Shorts, you focus on the mini moments, and you focus on zoomed in emotional scenes, and you lead with callouts, self or to your ICP, or dialogue, right? For example, the example here applied to calling out your ICP is like, have you ever been sitting in the gym parking lot, engine off, staring at the entrance of the gym, wondering if it was going to be worth it, wondering if you're taking a risk, da 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 da. So that's how you do it, okay? And then you end with a punchy insight and CTA. CTA, you want to use these sparingly, like do once, twice a week max for your CTAs. You don't want to sound like a sellout. You want to sound like someone who actually has solutions. So I would prefer ending with a punchy insight. All right? Okay. So for long form, YouTube and podcasts, you want to use a layered structure. You want to use hook, context, the story arc, and the CTA at the end. For YouTube, always drop a CTA, whether it be subscribing, liking, commenting on the video, or booking a call with your direct booking link on top of the description. You want to include 2 to 3 stack stories per episode. And you want to anchor each story to a specific belief shift. And how do you find belief shifts? Reading books. Again, and I don't want to explain why it's important. I already did. You already watched that video. I'm not going to repeat myself. But for example, me, when I read books, something that I do every morning is I answer 3 questions. Question 1, what did I learn? Question 2, how will I apply this in my life or business? Question 3, what belief has been shifted after reading this chapter? So you'll have daily belief shifts. And then you can always look for content ideas in your notebook. Very easy. Once you get in the habit of it, you become unstoppable. So this is exactly where, once you understand this, guys, you're going to go from nobody cares what I say to my story can actually lead people to make the right decisions and change their lives. And that's how you make money. So the content ecosystem, especially, so the storytelling system, guys, it's callouts, analogies, mini moments, which create trust at scale. That's the formula, the storytelling formula. And authenticity scales when it's structured right. So guys, I'm going to ask you a question. This is my CTA now, okay? It's my turn. Are you ready to turn your story into a scalable content machine? If yes, and you want help building your storytelling system and creating your next 10K month with it, book a call below. First link in the description. And it's not a sales pitch. I am diagnosing your situation and I'm going to determine whether we're a good fit or not. If we're not a good fit, cool. You leave with clarity. If we're a good fit, we start working together. All right? I'll see you in the next video, guys.